live on a beautiful, or what was a beautiful Sunday. This day started off great. My 9 and 10-year-old baseball team, we won our semifinal game that started at 8:30 in an efficient hour and 45 minutes. We won 13-6, and we moved on to the AAA championship game. Then my 11, 12-year-old team, we won 10-5 in an even more efficient hour and 30 minutes. My starting pitcher faced 13 batters and struck out 12. And we moved on to the championship there. I'm coaching for 2 championships, but this rat shit football team I just watched, they're not playing for any championships anytime soon if they play anything like they did today. The Browns played like absolute ass, and they look like a bunch of assholes out there. Kevin Stefanski was out to lunch in this game. An absolutely embarrassing coaching performance. Bad decision-making. I didn't even like, and I'm a big go for it on fourth down guy. I didn't love to go for it on fourth in that late situation with about 4 minutes to go. The last one you had to. And the reason you had to go for it again is because Kevin Stefanski wasted his second half timeouts. First, he takes a timeout before they decide to go for it on fourth down. And then he uses the 2 timeouts with almost 4 minutes to go to stop the clock to get the ball back. I don't understand using it there. You save those for after the 2-minute warning. It gives you an option to potentially punt or stop the clock on a final drive. They couldn't have gotten the time under 2 minutes anyway. So either way, you would have had those 2 timeouts, and it shouldn't have been 3. Kevin's, the play calling, and you know me, folks. If you know me at all, you know that I usually roll my eyes when fans complain about play calling. It's one of the generally stupidest complaints. But today was just some of the decision-making so stupid. The third down, Jameis Winston, that's like a 3rd and 2. What are we doing here? Now, the players don't get a pass because almost all of them suck today. I will say that Amari Cooper, after 2 terrible games, I thought he played very well. He made a great catch for the touchdown after the turnover early. He made a couple of great plays on the sideline. We talked about this last year, the fact that he has a feel for the sideline, unlike almost any other wide receiver. His ability to get his feet down on plays that when you see initially, you're like, no, he didn't catch that. And then he did because he's so good at that. I know Deshaun Watson will always stir a lot of controversy. I thought he played okay in this game. There's way more culprits than him. He had the first half, the offensive line was hideous. It was actually after the injuries a little better in the second half because the Giants stopped blitzing. But overall, I'm not going to say Deshaun Watson played great. Far from it. I think there's definitely more guys to blame than him. Did he miss some throws in this game? Absolutely. He made some big mistakes. He had to throw to Amari Cooper in the middle of the field. He was wide open over his head. And when they went for it on that first fourth down before the Giants missed the field goal, he had I'm going to have to see the all-22, but again, to make sure I'm right about this, but it looked to me that he had Jordan Akins wide open, and then he hesitated, pulled it down, and tried to run for the first down. So he missed that throw, and he missed a few throws. Again, it was not amazing. The average yards per attempt was bad. A lot of bad things, but I thought he made some really good throws in this game as well, including the throw to Cedric Tillman on the final fourth down play. That was a great throw, one of his best throws of the day, right in the chest and under the defensive back's arm. I mean, that was a perfect throw. And Cedric Tillman drops the ball. And let me tell you something. Cedric Tillman sucks. This guy cannot play to save his life. He stunk as a rookie. All he did was run the wrong routes all the time. He's done nothing so far this year. He's played 16 NFL games, has 23 catches, 229 yards, and no touchdowns. Listen, I've said listen twice. I'm going to try not to say that again. And try not to do the uhs and likes. A lot of people in this business. I'll tell you, there's a sports talk show host in town. Listen for it. I'm not going to say who it is. I'm not calling him out. But there's a sports talk show host in town that says like about, I would say, 30 times per segment. Now you're going to be listening to every host in town. I'm not saying who it is. I'm never going to admit who it is, even if you get it. Second, give me 2 uhs on the board. 2 uhs and 2 listens so far, both on the board. Cedric Tillman has a chance to turn it around, but right now he is an absolute trash heap. He cannot play. The rest of the Browns wide receivers, as I said, Amari Cooper is basically the only player on the team that I can't say anything bad about today because he played well, but nobody else played well in this game. Nobody on offense. Jerome Ford, I thought, was having an okay game and certainly a good second half, and then he fumbles. I believe that fumble is going to be on Deshaun Watson's record because Jerome Ford never got the ball, technically. But that was his fault, 100% his fault. I don't know what the hell happened there. I don't know if he wasn't expecting it. Again, he had 13 touches for 70 yards, which is pretty good, although he averaged less than 4 yards per carry on the ground. But that fumble was a killer. Watson had the fumble earlier. I thought on that, first of all, DeJuan Jones was trash, and we have to get to the offensive line. The offensive line was complete trash. In the second half, they got, guys were injured. And so I can't completely kill them for that. And I did actually think they played a lot better in the second half because the first half was just disgraceful. But DeJuan Jones, I don't know if he wasn't healthy. He stunk. Hey, and could Jedrick Wills, and by the way, can we get Kenny Albert's great, but what's his name? Jonathan Vilma. Can somebody teach this guy how to pronounce Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah? He screwed up his name 82 freaking times. Can somebody please tell him how to say the guy's name? It's very easy. If you can't say Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, which is not really that complicated if you think about it, just say J-O-K. That's what we all do. It's fine. And the sideline reporter pulled a Jedrick Willis. Please, that's not even a hard name. I know it looks like it should be Willis, but it's not. How do you not know that? Could Jedrick Wills, when he was out there, have any worse body language as he's getting his ass beat play after play? And then he stands there at the end of the play, like pointing down. He's like, you suck, dude. Nah, he doesn't suck. He's mediocre. But, come on. That was the first like of the day for me. So we got 2 uhs, 2 listens, and 1 like. I should keep track. Deontay Foreman, not a factor in this game. Elijah Moore did nothing in this game. Jerry Jeudy was out to lunch in this game. He was on a milk carton. Amari Cooper, the only one offensively with more than 33 yards. He looked back 7. I can't believe he even dropped 5 balls. Well, I don't know about dropped. That one play, that third down, I mean, he had that was one of the worst throws by Watson. He had Cooper wide open in the middle. Could have been a big play, and he overthrew him. Cooper had to jump up, got his hands on it, but that was an impossible play. Now, that doesn't even talk about the defense. The defense played better in the second half, I'll say that. They did a good job in the second half after the Giants played great in the first half. The problem is the offense just stinks. And so even though the defense did a great job shutting out the Browns and shutting out the Giants in the second half, you can't give up 21 to the Giants. They got crushed in the first half. They tackled poorly. I don't want to hear Earl. I love you, buddy. I don't want to hear about Martin Emerson anymore. I don't want to hear about him. And by the way, Greg Newsome, I can't have guys dancing when it's 21-7. Are we dancing? That's what we're doing? 21-7, we're dancing as we break up a play? That's fucking embarrassing. What kind of shit is that? I mean, you can do whatever the hell you want. I know that if I'm getting my ass kicked, I'm not doing any dancing. I'm not doing sack dances when I'm down 2 touchdowns. I'm not doing shooting arrows when I'm down 2 touchdowns. You're losing to the Giants. You're at home to the freaking Giants. They suck. They're awful. Awful. Daniel Jones has been probably the worst quarterback in football the last 2 years. And for half the game, the Browns made him look like a Pro Bowler. And we're dancing and shooting arrows. We're losing the fucking game. What is happening here? Martin Emerson got roasted by Malik Neighbors. That guy is a stud. And what happened? Second half, Jim Schwartz finally smartened up. And by the way, another name screwed up on the broadcast. Let me explain something to you. It's Jim. Can we say this together? Jim Schwartz. It's not Jim Swartz. It's not, I don't know what the hell else he said. It's Schwartz. Like S-H and then Warts. However the hell you want to, let's get it right. I don't want to say however the hell you want to pronounce it. Just terrible. I thought JOK made some plays, although he missed a big tackle on a drive. But like I said, Martin Emerson, this guy's not ready for prime time. He's a nice player. Greg Newsom's a nice player. Denzel Ward is the only stud in that secondary and the cornerback. I thought Grant Delpit played one of the few guys played well. I thought Grant Delpit played really well. And it's amazing. In a lot of ways, this was like the first home game against Dallas. You had a great start, and then it all went to hell. I mean, what a start to this game. They force a fumble. Watson makes a great throw to Cooper, who makes a great catch. And 2 plays in, you're up 7-0. Then you stop the Giants after that. They don't do anything with the ball. And that was about it. They scored 1 touchdown late. I like going for the 2-point conversion in the fourth quarter. That was the right play. But then the fumble, the 2 stops on fourth downs, the stupid use of timeouts by Kevin Stefanski, the drop by Cedric Tillman, the missed opportunity by Deshaun on the potential throw to Akins. Did I say the stupid use of timeouts again? I can't say that enough. The Giants were trying to let you in it. They idiotically took their foot off the gas defensively and stopped stopped blitzing there for a while until the last drive or two. Devin Singletary with a big fumble in the game. They gave you a chance there. And I kept tweeting, Browns are still in it. They suck, but they're still in it. And everybody kept saying, they're not in it. The game's over. And yeah, you were right. I was an idiot for thinking they could pull it together and win this game. The kicker, Dustin Hopkins, he finally missed a kick. He didn't do anything in this game. His only opportunity, he missed. That at the time would have made it a 21-10 game. Who knows what would have happened? They missed a field goal. Their punter, we know him. He stinks. Got a big leg, kicks it into the end zone every time. So we forced 2 turnovers. 2 turnovers. And it just, for us, there was nothing. Amari Cooper. I say Amari played well. I think Delpit played well. I think Denzel played well. JOK was okay. Watson was a mixed bag. Everybody else sucked. Garbage. Offensive line, across the board, trash. Especially DeWand and Jedrick Wills. They both stink. Or at least they stunk today. Ford, he was The fumble, though, all on him. Judy, no show. Don't tell me how good Judy is. He's just a guy. The great players consistently put up big numbers. Not every single game, but consistently. Jerry Judy never does that. He's always been inconsistent. It's not going to change. He's an average wide receiver. Elijah Moore's a nothing. Cedric Tillman can't play. Play calling. How do you run? Why are you running a quarterback sneak? It's a long 1-2 yards on third down. Keep it going. Watson at that time was playing okay. Throw the freaking ball. Or run it just run the ball. Third, 2 likes. Run the ball. Like a normal situation. Jameis Winston looked like he was going to fall down there. He didn't know what he was doing. Part of it's probably the offensive line just being so bad and they got the pressure in so quick. So the Browns are 1-2. They're already 2 games out of first. The rest of the division's been bad. As we know, Bengals 0-2, Ravens 0-2. Both of those teams, Ravens are up 7-0 right now in the first quarter on Dallas. Pittsburgh's freaking 3-0. That pisses me off, too. I hate that effing team. I hate the Steelers. I hate their fans. I hate their colors. I hate everything about their team. I hate their tradition. I hate all the media members that like them. I hate their wide receivers. I hate their tight end and his annoying name. I don't hate Justin Fields, but he's not any good. Gotta take a breath here for a second. All right. I just hate the Steelers, and I'm so pissed they won. And I can't believe they're 3-0. That sucks. Elsewhere, real quick, I'll get to all your comments because I'm sure you're all pissed. Ooh. Oh, I thought that was the Cowboys. No, Cowboys are about to punt. Okay. Real quick, Packers beat the Titans 30-14. Who gives a rat's ass about that game? Colts beat the Bears, even though Anthony Richardson stinks. Caleb Williams has done nothing so far. How about the Vikings? What the hell is happening here? They are just killing teams. They crushed the Texans 34-7 today. What the hell is going on? Sam Darnold threw 4 touchdowns in this game. Aaron Jones rushed for 100 yards. Just absolutely bonkers what's going on. Stroud had a bad game, rare bad game for him. 1 touchdown, 2 picks. Eagles beat the Saints. This game, they scored 15 points in the fourth quarter, won 15-12. And Baker coming back to reality. How about the Buccaneers? Chance to go to 3-0. They got smoked by the Broncos. Baker averaged less than 5 yards per attempt through a pick. Not good. Feel bad for Baker. I don't. All right. Well, the Cowboys got a field goal. It must have been a long field goal. How the hell did they get a field goal there? How long was this field goal? 60. No. Field goal. Let's see. 65-yard field goal by Aubrey. He was going to try a 70-plus one against the Browns, and then it got called back. So, all right, 7-3 Ravens. The Bengals play tomorrow. All right, folks, I got to hear what you got to say because I'm just so I can't believe they lost this game. I mean, I can believe it because I've been watching Browns football for a decade and a half. But I got to say, I've been a huge Kevin Stefanski defender, and he sucked today. And so did Schwartz, and so did almost all of the players. There's very few guys that get a pass. And the only guys that played well in this game, to me, Delpit, Cooper, D. Ward. That's it. That's the list. Mike C., brutal loss. The Browns suck again. Right now they do. Right now the Browns suck. They're 0-2 on the road. Their offense has been terrible. Their only win was ugly. They got 3 straight road games coming up. They're lucky that this division's been terrible outside of Pittsburgh. T-Dank, our O-line looked horrendous. Yes, they did. No defending it. Chris Gillespie, bull. Thanks, Chris. Matt Alden, nice job, Coach. Yeah, fair. Chris, bull, the O-line looked like a colostomy bag pinata. Shit everywhere. Yes, that's fair. Then they're all playing out of position. How many guys can you play out of position on an offensive line? And, you know, the fat guys, and I'm a fat guy, so I appreciate a good fat guy, but the fat guys, Jed Wills and DeJuan Jones, look like slow fat guys. Kyle, tell us how you really feel. Don't hold back. I never do, Kyle. Chris, I guess Leroy Bickerstaff was right. Watson can't throw if he's getting sacked. That's true. John, Adam, you thought the Giants were bad? Are they? Yes, I think they're bad. I think the Browns made them look good. Giants are going to we'll see at the end of the year if I'm right or wrong. I bet you the Giants win 4 or 5 games this year. And we're going to look back and say, maybe we'll say, oh, well, the Browns suck too, so it doesn't matter. But we may look back, and so hopefully we'll look back and say, how the hell did they lose that game to that team? I know I'm saying that for the Bengals about the Patriots. Craig, got to guard one guy, and they couldn't stop him. RJ, our O-line stinks. Tillman stinks. Ford shouldn't have fumbled. Michael Shupska. I thought that was going to be some name to get me say something inappropriate, but it wasn't. You're just a Shupska. Yet another whiff at wide receiver in the draft by Andrew Berry. Andrew Berry can't draft wide receivers. In fact, so far, everything Andrew Berry has done wide receiver-wise outside of Amari Cooper has been terrible. Terrible. Every draft pick at wide receiver has been a bust. The trade for Elijah Moore was terrible. The trade for Jerry Jeudy, we'll see. MJ Emerson was shitty today too. Yes, he was. I talked about that. He was awful. He is not a top corner. People are embarrassing themselves, bending over backwards for this guy. Pause. Michael Shupska. Jerome looked like the only person who wanted to win in the third quarter, and then he ruined it with that fumble. Yeah. He was playing. I would have put him on the good list. I still say he played okay. I would have put him on the good list because I thought he was one of the best players in the second half till that fumble. RJ, Jeudy did good. No, he didn't. He sucked. Michael, they weirdly look better after injuries. Yeah, I mentioned that. That was true. DeJuan Jones was terrible. He was awful. Michael, he called Jed Willis like 5 times. Did he? The sideline reporter said Jed Willis. Crazer, please, Bull, talk about how the press conference reporters play soft with the coach when it's time to know what the hell is going on with the team this year. I didn't see the press conference because I was getting ready to come on. I don't even know if it happened before I went on the air. But I'm just going to say it, and I shouldn't say it. I've cost myself. I always get myself in trouble. I've lost opportunities because everybody's so soft in the media. The Browns beat. I'll say it. I don't care. I got to keep it real for you folks. Not across the board. There's a couple that are all right, but the Browns beat by and large sucks, and they almost never ask any tough questions. And now they're just going to hate me more, so I don't know what to tell you. Michael, Denzel Ward is elite. Yes. Chris, DeJuan Jones a bust so far. This year, yes. Tommy Danoon. Coaching, that's my third, maybe fourth. It's serviceable for 23 minutes. I could do better. Coaching is horrible. Entire offense sucks. Fair. Michael, the defense is not elite. It is not. You're correct. You can't let Daniel Jones carve you up at home and call yourself elite. You can't. I have not called the Browns defense elite this year. Let's face it. Going back to the end of last year, they have been a mediocre defense last 4 or 5 games. John A., Browns 0-2 at home, 1-0 on the road. That is correct. Kevin Blake, got to call out the front office here. We knew the O-line was mediocre. We did nothing. Conklin's been MIA. That contract really stupid. I thought maybe they could salvage it here, but now he has a setback again. Jack Conklin's useless. Michael, I was literally saying this last year when Flacco was a quarterback. Why do we not run the 12 personnel play action game with Watson at quarterback? Why? Cameron, dancing down 21-7, LOL. RJ, our wide receivers fine. We just need to play better and better nicking. I don't know what that means. Cameron, that's crazy. I don't know what's crazy. Oh, the dancing? Yeah. The dancing is crazy, says Nikki. I've never seen any other defense doing the amount of dancing the Browns do when they're losing. Maybe they do. Maybe all the teams do it. Maybe guys don't give a shit if they win or lose. I don't know. All I know is when I'm losing, I'm pissed. I'm pissed off. I don't play football. These guys are great athletes. I'm a fat bastard sitting in front of a camera here. So what do I know? But when I did play ball as a kid, when I coach, if I'm doing a shitty job, I'm not dancing. If I'm losing, I'm not celebrating. Chris, we were booing in both our home games so far. That is correct. Kevin Blake, at least the synchronized dancing by the defense was on point. I'll give him that. It was quality synchronized defense. It may have pissed me off, but it was synchronized. It was like Martin Short and I don't remember the other guy from Saturday Night Live. If you're old enough to remember, was that in the 80s, early 90s, where they did the synchronized, like, fourth or fifth, like, the synchronized dancing in the water. It was in a segment on Saturday Night Live for the Olympics. It was really funny. So the Browns have that. Maybe the Browns defense can participate. They had breakdancing this year. Maybe there'll be choreographed defensive celebrations when we break up a third down freaking play. Michael, the 5 wide, 50% of the snaps thing has to stop. We have to go back to under center West Coast system. It works. Everything on offense. Jeez. I'm going to take you inside here. I'm yelling and screaming so much. I got like spittle and grossness all over my windscreen. I shouldn't even. It's just so gross. And I just touched it with my nose. It's disgusting. I got to keep it real. If I'm not going to keep it real, who the hell is? Ugh, I got to replace this one. Thankfully, I have a new one. This one's going in the garbage. RJ says MJ was getting cooked. Yes. RJ, Grant and Ward are money. Yes. RJ, we need Thornhill back. Thornhill's not any good. Akimbo RPGs. This team will be lucky to be 500. Super Bowl window was long closed before this game. Browns are trash. They are trash right now. I think they're better than this, but they've been trash so far. And I don't feel good about them going to Vegas next week either. But maybe I'll calm down, after we get through this. Fumble by Cleveland. John. Frank. Chuck Booms. I think that's who Chuck Booms is not on the radio. Honestly, I saw Chuck Booms on some show. I was in a restaurant, and I looked up at Bally Sports or whatever it is, and Chuck Booms was, I don't even know what show it was. It was muted. And I said, the first thing I said, I swear to you, is, Chuck Booms is still alive? I was shocked that Chuck was still alive. But good for him. But that's not who I'm talking about. Even if it was, I wouldn't tell you. But he doesn't have a radio show. Chuck Booms. Nobody's hiring that guy again. Somebody will. Nikki V, first time Bull has ever complained about play calling. It's the truth, Nikki V. I almost never complain about play calling. I think it's stupid. This is one of those rare times I was just not getting what Stefanski was doing. Paul Watson, O-line or not, was missing wide receivers. He didn't get anyone pumped at the end. Camera showed Z. Smith talking to Watson, trying to get it. There's some fair criticisms of Watson. He has not raised the play of anybody else. He missed some throws. The quarterback takes a lot of the blame, gets a lot of the credit. I think he's lower down the list of to blame in this game. He was far from good, though. Michael, Kevin really thinks they could do the Philly tush push with Jameis. They didn't even really try to do that. If they did that, at least I'd understand. Oh, shit. I lost my place here. Where are we? Hold on. I got this last remnants of a cough that I cannot get rid of. Okay. Jed was good? No, he wasn't. I don't agree with you. Oh my goodness. Bull thinks he gangsta, but he can't get on the treadmill. I don't think I'm gangsta. I have been on a treadmill. It used to be okay. I haven't been on a treadmill in a while. Drowning in music. What an awful game. RJ, Judy was good. He clearly caught the 2-point conversion. He did. RJ, the Judy disrespect needs to stop. Deshaun doesn't see him all the time either. Judy's a guy. Come on now. Daryl, man, that shit was bad. Live Wire Red B. The Browns win 3-game seasons. This team looks horrible. Houston, Texans blackmailed Deshaun Watson. I hate Mike Tomlin too, Nikki V. I'm sorry. I respect him, but I hate him. I hate everything about the Steelers. Everything. Daniel, I'd be surprised if the Browns go for more than 7 wins after this. Robert, we'd be like 6-11, maybe 5-12. We suck. Michael, Darnold is having his Geno Smith renaissance here. Maybe, but he's gotten off to good starts a couple times before. I don't think it will happen. Michael, Baker got outplayed by Bo Nix today. LOL. At least Jay won't be able to fangirl out. Yeah. Jay likes to pretend he's not a fangirl for Baker, but he is. He loves it. He loves him some Baker. John, this team is cocky and arrogant for no reason. That's fair. King Meach, offense sucks. True. Michael, they're averaging 16.5 points per game on offense this year. Pathetic. Daniel, don't understand what the dancing and celebrating is for. For making a routine play when down 14. That's what I don't get. If you had made a game-changing play, forced a fumble, ended a possession, stopped the fourth down, if you're losing, then I can understand. But celebrating an incomplete pass when the drive is still continuing when you're down 14 is stupid. Akimbo RPGs. 0-17 was better than this. Really? 0-17? No. All right, I guess for you. Q, Watson played good. This is just a failure on coaching and offensive line. Watson didn't play good. He played Coaching and offensive line were worse. It's Shupska. See? What's his name? The guy who was the analyst for the game today. I want to say LeVar Arrington. It wasn't LeVar Arrington. Whoever. He's screwing up names. The sideline reporter screwing up names. Now it's my turn to screw up names of some of the people who are sending me messages. Jockstrap Sports. Joel might have to be the left tackle for you. He struggled at left tackle. King Meach, no run game. 29th worst run D in the league. That's true. Real Havana. Watson was at Diddy parties. Probably not. Could have been. John, hey, Bull, what happened at DPJ? Got cut by the Lions. I don't know where he is now. Manuel, what did the Browns do in the offseason? Nobody noticed that Watson wasn't ready. The people look out of shape. I don't want to hear about the offseason. I don't want to hear about the preseason. I don't want to hear about the offensive line coach. I'm not accepting any of those excuses. Timothy, going to be a long season. E. Burns, 1984, the thing I referenced before Saturday Night Live. Harry Shearer, nice job, E. Burns. Bill P., putrid offense. Real Havana, Jason Campbell is an elite. E. Burns, win or lose, Cleveland is hypnotized by the Browns. True. I'm hypnotized by the Guardians who won the division this weekend. That's a real team. E. Burns, Super Bowl window. Manuel, DeJuan Jones is not ready. Looks out of shape. He does. I'm running low on water. No, I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear this. I just saw this, and I lost my spot. Don't tell me should we be looking at this as the preseason as the starters didn't play. Half the teams in the league didn't play starters. I don't want to hear this bullshit excuse about they didn't play guys in the preseason. That's bullshit. That's unacceptable. I'm not listening to that crap. They suck. It's on them. It's on the coach. It's on the players. It's on the GM. They're 1-2. It could be worse. There's teams that are 0-3. They still have very winnable games the next couple of weeks. They could turn around the way they're playing. I don't want to hear this nonsense about the preseason. Even the teams that did play the starters in the preseason didn't play them that much that by the third game, give me a break. What, by week 6, can we not blame that? Come on. Real Havana, need a left tackle. The Haslam should bail Greg Robinson out of jail. It's good. Brandon, Bull, are we now seeing how much Nick Chubb covers for the offensive deficiencies over the past few years? I think that is certainly a part of it. The offensive line, though, is getting worse. They're getting old. Batonio's getting old. Conklin can't play anymore. Jed Wills has been hurt. DeJuan Jones is not completely healthy. Wyatt Teller hasn't been as good. Joe noted, it was a bad match for Emerson. Relax with the hate. What hate? The guy's a nice player. Stop telling me he's great because he's not. Manuel, Greenbrier didn't work. Tom, stop drawing attention to your uhs and likes, please. Thanks. Justin, there were open guys, and he has problems operating a three-step drop. He does. He missed throws, no doubt. He did not play. I got people defending Watson. I got people. Watson was meh. He did not play it. He did not play that well. He wasn't terrible. He was nothing. He was mediocre. Aaron, Jed is a bust. Nah. I'm Maniac Phase. I really love you. You're one of my favorites. Thank you. Aaron, Watson has a noodle arm. Too strong. E. Burns, massage my buttocks. No thanks. Anthony, when is the draft? April. Aaron, Baker better than Watson. He has been this year. Baker wasn't very good today. I don't think Baker's that good. I don't think he's going to win in the playoffs when it matters. And I don't think he would have been as good here. Victor, Chubb can't come back too soon. True, but he's going to miss at least one more game, probably more than that. Diver Bob, this team is becoming unwatchable. Not unfair. David, I agree. Way too much celebrating for doing your job. King Meech, when is Njoku coming back? Hopefully next week. Daniel, saying Watson didn't say good is stupid. If he's not a quarterback, we don't score a point. What? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, it was Vilma. Thank you. Real Havana, Buffalo didn't start winning until they fired Dorsey. That's not fair. Brian, they need Nick real bad. That's it. Watson played okay. Watson played it okay. Coach was so predictable. David, no chemistry, no offense. We got, what is going on? There we go. Raul Havana with an old school fullback call out. Signed Owen Marisic. I remember him. Smart dude. I wonder what he's doing that. He's probably a doctor. Manuel, oh yes. And also, can the Browns give reporters a microphone so we can hear the questions during the press conference? Yeah, that is annoying. Give them mics. It's a good point. Daniel, 3rd and 1 sneak with a backup offensive line is so dumb. And it was a 3rd and a long one, almost 2. Paul, get a fullback, blocking tight end, and back to Stefanski football. Joe, Watson holds the ball too long. That's fair. Doesn't set feet. Can't read progressions. And it's always too late to throw the ball. Not always, but a lot of truth in what you said. Victor, Watson overthrows constantly. He does constantly too strong today. Brian, holding the ball too long with a bad offensive line, you're going to have a bad time. Michael, Chubb, or even is great, even when Stefanski would limit his use to 20 or less carries. Is 20 limiting his use? How many guys carry more than 20 times? David, will Watson's contract be the worst in history? Right now, it's up there. Hey, Bull, how come the Guardians logo looks like a baseball in a wheelchair? It's true. It does a little bit. Aaron, Watson needs to play AFC South teams all year. Brian, Stefanski is the worst, best coach of the year. I get what you're saying. The legend of the game, Deshaun Watson played decent. Our tackles were shit, but there were times Deshaun Watson held it too long. That's fair. I agree with all that. DJ Brobot. This is what we were arguing all summer on UCSS, that Watson had to ball out this year and not do the damn game manager thing for us to win. He hasn't balled out. Edward, 30 years of BS. Fans are to blame. No, fans are not to blame at all. Kevin, hey, Bull, realistically, how do we get out of this? We just hope guys play better? It's a great question, Kevin. How do we get out of this? There's no easy answer. It's not like baseball or basketball even where you can make a blockbuster trade. You're just not going to do that in the middle of the season. One of the most alarming things right now is how bad the offensive line. The combination of the poor play and injuries are leading to major problems. And the combo of bad O-line play and a quarterback who holds the ball too long is a recipe for disaster. Kevin Stefanski needs to adjust to the fact that this offensive line can't hold up. He has to force Deshaun Watson to get rid of the ball quicker because he is not. I thought last week he did a much better job of getting the ball quicker. I thought he held on to the ball at times too long. First week he was terrible. Last week he was solid. This week he was in terms of getting rid of the ball. But there's no easy fix. Edwards says boycott the next home game. We know that's not going to happen. Real Havana with another old school shout out. Danny Shelton needs 5 more tackles. Needs more tackles 5 yards down the field. Daniel, you see the Giants bring pressure every play, and you don't call anything over the middle of the field till the third quarter? Kevin did not protect his quarterback with the play calling. Like I said, first time I've been critical of Kevin Stefanski's play calling. First time. The legend of gamers. Do you think our tackles faked the injuries because they were getting their asses beat? That Giants offense, D-line is real good, to be fair. I do not think they faked injuries, no. Dewan, offensive game plan was terrible. Offensive line was terrible. No running game, too many penalties. Been the case quite often. Brian, the answer to get out of this start is watching the Guardians. That's the answer, kids. Well, looks like the Guardians are going to be the 2 seed. I can't wait for the playoffs. It's almost 2 weeks till they play, though, in the playoffs. All right, that's going to do it, folks. I love you all. Thank you all very much for joining me today. If you haven't done so already, and if you're in the chat room right now, please take 2 seconds to hit the subscribe button. Give me a like. I'd appreciate it. Thanks to the guys. Z and Max did a great job preparing the show. In the first 20 minutes, I was screaming and yelling so much that I didn't react to any statistics they put up, and they worked so hard on this stuff, and I feel bad that I didn't do that. But you see the most important stat. There's the L right on the board. And the Browns are 1-2 after losing to the freaking Giants, 21-15. Next week, the Browns have a 4 o'clock game. I got a 9 o'clock, 9 and 10-year-old championship game to coach. I got a noon, 11 and 12-year-old championship game that my son is on to coach. And then I'll come home. We'll watch the Browns game together. And I'll be back on next Sunday with hopefully a victory. Probably on about 7:30, 8 o'clock, something like that. By the way, let's look at the Ravens score. Damn it. They're up 14-3. What is going on with Dallas? 14-3. Well, maybe the Ravens choked in the second half last week. Raiders are losing to the Panthers right now after they beat the Ravens last week. The Red Rifle, Andy Dalton, with 3 minutes to go in the first half, is 10 of 14 for 124 yards and 2 touchdowns. Let's see. Well, there's at 300 yards. Oh, wow. Caleb Williams threw for 363 yards. He threw 52 passes, though. Jalen Hurts threw for 311, most of that in the fourth quarter. Still not a ton of 300-yard games by quarterbacks, though. The numbers are still pretty much down across the board. All right, love you all. Thanks again. Please hit the like. Please hit the subscribe. Spread the word. Thanks for helping me get over 5,000 subscribers. I'll be back on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show all 5 days this week. I'll have another podcast on Tuesday right here in the bullpen. I'll be live at 2 p.m. on Thursday. And then, as I said, of course, I'll be back on Sunday, 7:30, 8 o'clock after the Browns play the Raiders in Vegas. I'll have more parlays this week. I did not hit my same-game parlay with the Browns. The quarterbacks went over, so I lost that one. I'll have a baseball parlay for you Tuesday. So we'll have that right here as well. Love you all. Again, thanks to Z and Max for producing. We'll see you next time. Where else but right here in the bullpen with Adam the Bull, brought to you by Bet Rivers. I love Bet Rivers. If you're not using the app, you're lost in the soup. We'll see what the spread is for the Browns next week after the Raiders game. See you, everybody. Love you. Good night.